when the sky is really dark and the rain is hitting like the windows and the roof. Those sounds are very common to listen to. You can probably find them on like YouTube and like compilations of them. I love doing that. Um, and another thing is when thunder crashes, it also adds to like this feeling of stillness. And it oddly reminds me of memories of rainy days in my town in Japan. It's called Gunma. I love rainy days in Gunma for some reason. I don't know why. Especially like when you're kind of huddled up inside the house, um, and you just kind of hear like the sounds of the rain hitting the windows. Those are uh, very wonderful memories I have. Another thing I think why I feel very content is when it snows, and oddly enough, it is snowing right now. Um,
Oh,
I think the reason why I like when it snows is I when I was younger, I watched the Edward Scissorhands movie, and it kind of inspired me to think whenever it snows to think of or remind myself that Edward is somewhere out there, and so every time it snows, I always think, oh, well, he's here, and it's a very special movie of mine that I love watching. I've probably watched it so many times I've lost count. So I think those two, when it rains and when it snows, those are the most like prominent things that come to mind when I feel very content.
That's beautiful, Nina. Thank you for sharing. And all of us in the class are very well aware of Nina's undying love for Johnny Depp. So this is on brand and makes sense. Dana, I noticed that your hand was up. Why don't you share when you feel most sublime in nature?
I said I feel most sublime when I'm grocery shopping, like by myself. I feel like the feeling of independence just like is calming to me. And also when I'm cleaning, I feel like I'm like in control and I can like kind of just do whatever I want to do and listen to music. It's calming.
That's so interesting, Dana. I love that you brought in an example that doesn't necessarily focus on nature, but it focuses on you being out in the world independently. And I think you'll see that reflected in the film today. Any other brave individuals wanting to share when they feel most sublime in nature?
looks like Scarlett has her hand raised.
Go ahead, Scarlett. We'll end with that and then I'll introduce the short. Go ahead, Scarlett. When do you feel most sublime?
Okay, there's like people doing stuff upstairs, but I feel like most content and sublime in nature, like when we're on vacation on the beach, and it's like you go to see the sunset in the morning, and there's like no one there, and you can just like you're just like there, and all you see is just nature. There's no like people. There's nothing to worry about really. It's just like super calming.
Very
I
nice.
love that, Scarlett. Thank you so much for sharing. And Scarlett, yours was very similar to Dana's in that sense of independence and needing to be not isolated, but have that solitude in nature. And Walden would absolutely co-sign Walden's Pond, and Thoreau and Emerson would co-sign that need for solitary in nature, being solitary in nature. All right, so we are going to jump into the screening, but before we jump into the screening, we want to read